Charles, I see you're unmuted, so I'm going to mute you, but if you have a question, feel free to unmute and ask. All right. I have a time of 7:18. I want to kick things off so that we can wrap up around 8 o'clock, primarily because there is a storm coming. I'm very up north state, and at any moment I could be without power. If that happens, we'll call it a night, but I do want to try to get things done before that happens. So if you have any questions or comments throughout tonight's webinar, feel free to raise your hand and try to get Jenny's or my attention, and we will unmute you. I'm seeing Charles, you cannot hear me. Is there anyone else that cannot hear me? For those of you, if you cannot hear me, I think you can, oh, there we go. If you have technical difficulties, just sign off, sign back on again. Jenny will let you into the room. But we are going to kick things off. I do not need your cameras on. You're more than welcome to turn them on, but if you want to stay with your screen off, that's totally acceptable. Tonight's topic will be discussed in a few seconds, but I should let you know that there is going to be a little bit of back and forth. I am going to ask for your participation. And the good news about tonight is that you do not need to reference the laws of the game. You don't need to think about considerations so much, but it would definitely be helpful. Tonight's just going to be more about what comes to mind, what is your gut instinct, and we're going to get some conversation going. We're going to see a total of 5 clips, so we're not real intensive with those. And there's going to be a few replays so that we'll get a second look, maybe change our mind if we were thinking one way or the other. And the best news of all, no one's wrong, and we're all going to come out right. So no such thing as a bad question tonight. Let's just have some fun. With that being said, I'm going to begin. Share my screen. All right, Jenny, if I end up going a long period of time without making any sound, please come on and tell me that I'm muted. Otherwise, I'm just going to roll right through. Okay. Welcome, everyone. Right, we are talking about teamwork. Okay. It's pretty straightforward. Working as a team. I'm going to show you just a few pictures or images to jog your memory or get you thinking about what I think of when I see a team of 3. We're focusing on 3 tonight. And at any point in time, you want to shout out what teamwork means to you, that would be great. But before that, let's get to tonight's objectives. Okay, real short and sweet. I got 2 for you. First is I want us to develop clear expectations of each referee teammate. Okay, it's very easy to go directly to the referee and say, well, we expect this, we expect that, we expect this law to be upheld, we expect those calls to be made. Yeah, but what about her assistants? What about his teammates? Okay, there will be a heavier focus on assistant referees in tonight's discussion, but we aren't forgetting about the referee and how he or she plays a role in being a teammate. Okay. And the second is I want us to add options to our pregame toolbox. Hopefully, we've all refereed a number of games, whether it's 1 season, 30 seasons, and does not matter the level. If you've been a part of a referee team, surely you've heard a pregame, delivered a pregame, and I'm guessing it's ranged anywhere from a few sentences to long drawn out paragraph essays. Okay. But what I want to make sure we walk away from this evening is when we are delivering our pregame speech, we are including the assistants in a teamwork feeling. Okay. I've been a part of a number of pre-games where I, as the assistant referee, am listening to the referee talk at me, rarely to me, and I'm still not sure what the referee is wanting from me or how I can help them. So I just want to paint that picture a little bit clearer in our minds after tonight's discussion. Okay, those are our objectives. Here we go. This is a general question. I think it's very difficult to be wrong in this one. So please, if you want to contribute, raise your hand or just unmute yourself. And we want to hear from you. So in your opinion, what does it mean to be an effective teammate? You can just unmute, speak up. Not a whole lot of teammates out there, are there?
I would say to communicate.
Who is this?
This is Michael.
Hi, Michael. Communicate. Can you add to that?
Sure. I think you should communicate pre-game, during the game, and post-game. That would definitely, in my opinion, start to be the definition of an effective teammate.
You're jumping ahead of me and I love it, but can we scale back and think of more than just officiating soccer? Okay. You could reference a sport, daily activity. What all is included in being a teammate?
Hi, Zach. This is Jay Lampel.
Hi, Jay.
Spanning multiple sports, I think to make sure that the game is managed well and that the calls are the correct calls and to support each other in that effort. So if someone misses a call, at least one of the team should be able to get the call right.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah. What if there's disagreement?
Yeah, that happens. Clearly, you know, if you're the AR in soccer, you're giving information to the referee, and ultimately it's the referee's final decision whether he's booting a rule that you're 100% confident or you have a better angle. The optics are pretty bad if you know you're going back and forth more than a reasonable period of time. So that's my take on that.
So the key word I heard you say, Jay, was support. And what's good and bad about that word is it's true, it's 100% accurate, but how do you support? And when it comes to officiating soccer, it's a challenge of when to support. So thank you for supplying that input, Jay. Michael, you were going right into soccer and specifically communication. So I'm going to go into our talk tonight with that being the primary focus. And then for all purposes this evening, what I want you to do is put yourself in the position of the referee or the assistant referee without electronic communication system. So we are old school in our examples tonight. We are old school in our discussion. So when I'm asking for your input on certain clips that we're going to see, I need you to just imagine if you are the assistant or you are the referee, what do you do with your body mechanics or what do you not do with your body mechanics? Okay. So Michael, we're going into this with communication being our primary focus, and you were exactly right where I want you to be. Okay. So for tonight's purposes, we're going to be defining teamwork by communication. And when it comes to communication, there are two pieces of this puzzle. And they are when the referee needs it and when the game needs it. Okay. So the question, when does the assistant referee communicate? And again, we are without comms. So this is where it gets interesting. This is where we can have split decisions. It's really up to in my opinion, how the referee addresses this in their pregame. Okay. So, number one, when the game needs it, specifically if the foul severity is misjudged. And Jay, you were talking about this in your input. If the game needs to be corrected, that's when assistant referees need to communicate. How? That's up to the referee in their pregame. Okay. Asking ourselves, will a decision cost us the game? And we're going to get to a C word in a few seconds, but I don't want to jump the gun on that. So I'll just plant that seed for you now. When the referee needs it is the other component of our teamwork. Okay. There it is. Credibility. Most times, referees are closer to the incident, whether it's a simple black and white decision or a multi-spectrum gray area decision. Most of the time, referees are there, or at least should be there, which puts assistant referees kind of on the peripheral. But could that periphery location only enhance their credibility? And that's when the referee needs his or her teamwork via communication more than ever. And we'll talk about those through some examples. When the AR's angle is more obvious, those are, you can go back and forth between foul recognition and boundary line decisions. Okay, so the angle isn't just a clear-cut universal given. It does fluctuate. How many times have you referees been obstructed? It takes one player, sometimes two, sometimes more. When you just, it was pure luck that you were not in the best position to make a decision. And that's when you're looking at your assistant referee. Do you have something that I don't? And that's where communication and teamwork come into play. And then when the referee flat out asks. Now, this is a lot easier when we're talking about electronic communication system, but that's not in our toolkit tonight. What would a referee asking for help look like or sound like?
Hey, Zach, do we just kind of jump in?
Who is this?
My name is John.
Hi, John. Jump in.
Okay, so your question goes, repeat your question? I'm sorry, I was trying to find the mute button. So what is a good, repeat your question again, Zach. So
how does a referee ask her assistant referees for help?
Okay, so I'll go off a situation last night. My daughter was in a tournament, and there was a call, or was a trip outside the 18 on the far side, close to the AR, and our sidelines are screaming. Like it looked like a legitimate call, and the center kind of looked at it, waited for a second, didn't really know how to call it because from his angle he couldn't really tell, but it was like within 10 feet of the AR. So he kind of hit the whistle, paused the game, he kind of waved, he kind of gave a nod to the AR, ran over to the AR, had to talk with him for a couple minutes, and then waved it off. It was a no call, and the game played on from there as a throw-in. I think there's like, I even asked him later on as a referee too, was like, what was your thought on that? What was your view on that? The AR came over, and the AR was like, look, it was the 50-50. The defender came in, got the ball first. Granted, the attacker tripped over the play, but there was nothing to really warrant a call. And I kept the flag down and let play on. And that's what the ref was like, okay, cool, we'll play on. So to me, it's kind of like, I see you, you're more eyes for me as a center. When I'm a center, the ARs are more of an eyeballs for me that I can't see. And if I'm an AR, I'm eyeballs for you for the center when you can't see anything. So it's definitely a give and take.
I love the use of eyeballs. That's going to be one of our takeaways for this evening. And that answers my question. How does a referee ask for help? Well, it could be direct eye contact. It could be like that indirect, as we call it, deer in the headlights look. I think after you've worked just one game in a 2, 3, 4 person crew, you're very quick to notice how much body language is used and how much it is or even not picked up on by the teammates. So again, without comms, referee's a million miles away. You, the assistant referee, you see something. Hopefully, you look at your referee and you can tell right away if they saw something but need help, if they saw something and don't need help, excuse me, or if they didn't see anything. And any raised flag at that moment would catch them off guard. So that's us as humans recognizing when teamwork or how teamwork would be needed. So being in tune with not just the game, but your teammates is going to be crucial to have effective teamwork. Okay.
Sure. And Zach, if I follow up with that, with your comment there about, kind of the deer in headlights. I did a Super Y game 2 weeks ago as an AR, and it was on my side, but down the far end line. And the center looked at me like, I don't know what that call was. Like he didn't know to go left or right. He was so confused. He looked back at me like, what just happened? And I just said, I was like, it's staying that way. He was like, he kind of gave me later. I was like, kind of like, thank you, because I couldn't tell.
Oh,
so
okay.
yeah.
Thank you for sharing. All right, let's put all this to work. Again, the clips that we are watching, we are not going to be wrong. We are not referencing the laws of the game unless you want to. This is simply, what are your thoughts? As a soccer fan, as a referee fan, as a referee, however you want to answer is totally up to you. But again, we're going to try to tie in teamwork into our responses. So just bear with me for 1 second. Each clip, let me rephrase that. The first few clips I'm going to play for you, in total, we're looking at 30 seconds, and I will be playing some replays. Most of them have sound, so try to focus away from the announcer and just on the play itself. But what I want you to do as you watch these clips is ask yourself, as the assistant referee, would you get involved? Why or why not? And then when? And most of these clips, or rather all these clips, the referee crew does have the benefit of electronic communication systems, but we are going to assume we are in the game and we do not. Okay, so clip 1, I'll let this play out. It lasts about 30 seconds. Here we go. And as one would have it, I'm having play error. Give me 1 second. Here we go.
On Portland Thorns rather than the other way around. And this, whatever tactical maneuver Sean Nahas has done, and as we say, it's probably playing 5 across the middle, 6 as a couple, and 3 at the back, 6 across the middle. It seems to be working a charm at the moment.
And now we're seeing some frustrations from Portland on that push there from Mueller.
Here's again from a different angle. I'm going to pause it. All right. Feel free to unmute yourself, speak up, share your thoughts. What just happened?
The defender literally just ran into the player, went right through her to go to the ball.
So what do you have?
I would definitely call it a foul. I don't know if it's warranted of a yellow, but I would definitely call it a foul.
Okay, so you have information, and you as the assistant referee, how would you describe your location in relation to the incident?
I would go with just flat out blocked. I counted 3 players in line of sight, and then the 2 that were in the play itself.
Okay, so from which perspective, which teammate is blocked?
So the center referee is blocked by the 2 red and the 1 blue,
Okay.
while the red challenged the blue. And I forgot who the previous speaker was, but I would say borderline careless, not reckless. And the ARs got their flag down still. Not to continue to stretch the conversation, but
No, I want to jump on that. I want to jump in
I
that.
would say I would start as an AR and maybe they see it differently than, us Monday morning quarterbacking this. Probably start acknowledging to the center if I got information, depending on the temperature of the game and what they actually saw. You may want to get eye contact with the center. I'm hoping that they're talking on their microphones right now.
But again, we're going to assume that they aren't. So really quick, who's speaking?
Mike again.
Mike? Okay. Mike, you mentioned that the assistant referee still has her flag down. Now let's give a little bit of benefit of the doubt. This incident, let's call it a foul, just happened. So there has to be some time given for that to process through their thinking. Okay. However, let's imagine the assistant referee, meaning you,
Okay.
want to call a foul. Why would there be a delay?
There'd be a delay. I want to see what the center referee's first reaction is to the play.
Good.
And
Good.
then if I need to assist and not insist, I would raise my flag and say, without microphones, come over here. I got a little more information, but it's still your call because obviously the play is dead at this point and restart has not happened.
Okay. So we did cover the better positioned official, but now let's draw the line in the sand. Where on the field is this incident occurring?
Other than the obvious on our screens that it's
It's
about.
pretty obvious to everyone watching.
Yeah, I mean, it's fairly close to the AR.
All right. So the word jurisdiction comes to mind. Would you say this is the assistant referee's jurisdiction, the referee's jurisdiction, both, or anything else?
If you want to put metrics on it, I'd say 60% AR, 40% center.
So there may be a line, but we're not sure which one it's on. So if we can't determine whose call this should be, whether it's in the pregame or not in the pregame, who are we leaning towards?
The 60 goes to the AR.
60 goes to the AR. So could you say that both the referee, due to their visual obstruction, as well as where this incident is occurring, would you say the referee is expecting this or needs it, or would you say the game is expecting an AR decision?
I like that question. I'd say the game.
The game. Could you make the argument that the referee does as well?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
But I think, as you pointed out, the game expects the AR.
All right. And here's what's going to back you up on that one. I'm going to play it again. We all know that this is a foul. If you disagree, fine. But I want you to watch the referee on this one.
On Portland Thorns rather than the other way around. Whatever tactical maneuver Sean Nahas has done, and as we say, it's probably playing 5 across the middle, 6 as a couple, and 3 at the back, 6 across the middle. It seems to be working a charm at the moment.
And now we're seeing some frustrations from Portland on that push there from Mueller.
Someone new, and I'm going to call on someone. Brandon Juarez. Brandon, are you there?
Yeah,
Did you watch that clip?
yeah, I did.
Describe the referee's urgency in this situation.
She was like nonchalant about it. Like she noticed it wasn't like a severe injury or nothing.
Okay, let's say she noticed the non-severity in this foul. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
So her body language, the speed of her approach to the site of the restart is slow. What does that mean about her reliance on her teammates' call rather than hers?
I think it means like she was depending on like only her view and not her assistant referee's view.
So you could say that she is not appreciating that the assistant referee put up their flag?
Well, I mean, I think she did, but like I think she like more like noticed her point of view. I don't know if that makes sense.
Not quite. So let me try to steer you in the direction I'm heading here. Flag goes up for a foul. Whistle accompanies the raised flag. And then the march to the site is, let's call it a walk. Okay.
Yeah.
What I see the referee saying with her body language is she is very appreciative that the assistant put up their flag, because what would tell you the referee wants that call? Based on body language, how would the referee tell you this is my call, no one else's?
Straight running.
Oh, she's there in a heartbeat. Okay. This
Yeah.
referee can run faster than all of us combined, I guarantee you. If she's walking, she's thankful, because that was her teammate's call, and that teamwork right there was flawless.
Yeah.
So, if you're still there, Mr. Juarez,
Yeah.
are we comfortable with this teamwork? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. If you could just remember this clip in your next set of games, what I want you to do, Mr. Juarez, if you are running the line, I want you to watch your teammates' body language after your flag. Okay. And then I want you to try to find where you fit into the equation of whose call is this? Whose call should it be? Did I make the right call? Did I make my teammates' call? Questions like that are going to help you refine your teamwork efficiency. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay. This next one, we're going to kind of speed through. Okay. It's going to play out about 30 seconds. There will be background noise, but let's assume we are the assistant referee and we do not have electronic communication. Here we go.
Season sweet. This in the corner, giving some chase. Herrera's going to get to it, and he's taking it. The flag goes up, and there's a.
You can see the players are heading straight over there. They're saying, "Look where the divot is," and that is inside the box. That should be a penalty kick.
Johnny being in, and
There's no doubt. We got a better look at this on the replay, but that looks to be a penalty kick. First,
Philip S. Are you there, Philip? Not hearing anything from Philip. Sam, I believe it's pronounced Zito. Sam, are you there?
This is Philip S. I'm sorry, I was not fully engaged in watching the video, so I cannot provide any feedback.
Thank you for your honesty, Philip. I appreciate that. Still back on you, Sam. Are you there? How about, was anyone watching?
Yeah, Zach, I have a question. Okay,
Who is this?
this is John again.
Hi, John. You have a question?
I was just gonna kind of answer kind of like the ARs. If you saw the AR from the first clip to the AR to this clip, the first clip to AR kind of waited and then kind of pointed to his right, if I recall. It's just like it was just like a ball out of bounds, no real sense of urgency to it, which probably thought why the center kind of casually walked over. With this play here, the AR ran down, saw the play, and waved his flag like, 911. This is you got to come down quickly. And it looks like the center comes flying down to see what's going on here too. So you could definitely see the urgency between the second clip to the first clip.
Okay, let's look at it just from a still frame right about there. Okay. Can someone tell me, what is the referee concerned about at this moment? Anyone?
Yeah, this is Tyler.
Hi.
He's concerned about getting there and trying to figure out if it should be a yellow, a warning, whatever it should be, and obviously giving that, talking to the AR, figuring out if it's a penalty or a free kick, whatever it may be.
Can you use the referee's position on the field in your answer? Based on the referee's position on the field, the referee is mostly concerned with what, Tyler?
So he's pretty like, it looks like he has a slight angle, but he might be blocked by the red. It looks like there's a red guy right behind that white player.
Okay.
So he might be blocked, so he might not know what's happening, so he might need to move to see better what is really happening, and then talk to the AR, figure out what needs to happen.
Tyler, I'm going to ask you to mute, but unmute in a few seconds. Can someone else speak to why the referee is where he is? What's he concerned with?
Zach, I'm going to jump in.
And this is?
This is John,
Hi, John.
JBC. So I think the way the referee is running, he's in line with the edge or the side of the penalty area.
Okay.
And I think he's looking to make a determination of, was it in the penalty area or not? And I think he's looking at the AR too, to see what his opinion is. And I think based on the positioning of the AR and the signal that he's getting from the AR, it appears that the AR does not believe it's in the penalty area. So,
John, I'm going to interrupt you
Sure.
right there before we get ahead of ourselves, because I want to rope Tyler back into this. So, John, thank you. We're going to run with that. So, Tyler, back to you. For our purposes, the referee is going wide on the field to judge a boundary line decision. I'm just guessing because I can't speak for him, but he is wanting to know if there is a foul, where did it occur? And right here, Tyler, what are you, the assistant referee, concerned with informing the referee?
Whether or not it's inside the penalty area or outside.
Okay, fair. But if we just took care of that with the referee's positioning, what is the assistant referee there to do? Determine if there is a what or not.
How severe the foul is and what the player should receive, a yellow warning or a red.
Tyler, you are thinking multiple steps ahead of me, and I love that. I was going for the more basic. The assistant referee should take note of the referee's position. Why are you coming close to my touchline? Oh, to check out the location. Got it. That means you need my help in determining if there was a what or not, Tyler.
All right. Yeah.
I'm looking for a word, Tyler. A what or not?
I don't understand.
Fair enough. Referee's taking care of the location. Assistant referee is taking care of it being a foul or not.
Okay. That makes more sense.
Do you see how this teamwork is playing out in this clip?
Yeah.
Okay. And John, you were speaking to this a few seconds ago. Yes, the second piece of that puzzle is the assistant referee is telling the referee, from my angle, I have outside the area. If your angle says different, we'll have a chat. But what you need to know from me is if there was a foul or not. And the referee is saying, thank you, I got the spot. And all of this is accomplished with Al Robertson, if you're on. How is this being accomplished? With what? How is this teamwork?
I would hope they're looking at each other.
I certainly hope so.
Obviously, the AR has seen an infraction, and that's why the flag went up. I think he flicks it, and he's trying to determine the appropriate spot of the restart.
Okay. I like it. I'm going out of turn right now because this clip is rather lengthy, but this is one that particularly caught my attention when I first saw it. And I went, how many times have I been in this same situation, not knowing what to do? So with the short time that we have left, I do want to get this clip fully played. It is lengthy, so bear with me. Okay, but what I want you to do, the incident occurs very quickly. It's the aftermath that I'm worried about. If you are unmuted, please mute yourself. And we are going to play, the incident occurs very, very quickly. Okay. White is going toward the goal, blue is defending the goal. Again, if you are unmuted, please mute yourself. Okay, here it is.
Tidy footwork, picks out Sirwada, top of the box. That hit a hand. They're screaming for it. It will be a handball. The question is inside or outside the box. It looks like it's going to be just outside. Let's see.
Okay. So I'm going to play it one more time. Here it is.
Tidy footwork, picks out Sirwada, top of the box. That hit a hand. They're screaming for it. It will be a handball. The question is inside or outside the box. It looks like it's going to be just outside.
All right. Halim. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing that.
Yeah. Hey.
Halim, what is the referee telling the world with his body language?
So the referee is telling them that so the positioning and the body language says that there is no penalty. So
Instead, we have a what?
we have a foul, like a free kick.
Free kick? Where?
Just like by the line where he's standing right now.
So outside the penalty area, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to pause it at the moment of truth. Right.
Top of the.
Okay. This is the point. Halim,
Yeah.
are you still on?
Yeah.
How would you describe the defender's position?
Actually, it's inside the penalty area.
Can you say that with absolute, unquestionable certainty?
Yeah, certainly because the right hand was totally inside.
Halim, if you can see that with absolute certainty, you have a bright referee future ahead of you. I've been doing this a long time, and I've been watching this clip many, many times. I still cannot determine with certainty the location of that arm, hand, whatever made contact with the ball. Okay.
Yep.
And I would argue that we share the same angle as the referee. He may have much better proximity, but our angle is arguably similar. Okay. Halim, I'm going to move on to someone else. Thank you for contributing. Someone who hasn't spoken. Charles, are you there, Charles?
Yes, I'm here.
Charles, can you describe the position of the defenders? Meaning the defenders behind the ball, closer to their goal line.
I'm trying to figure out. The black players, right? Yeah, the defenders, right?
So, how's this? Extend the position of the blue defenders over to the touchline. Even though we cannot see an assistant referee, where would you assume the assistant referee is located?
Probably. Obviously, he's not in the scene right now yet because we probably I think he might be probably behind the referee somewhere, maybe behind the referee because I can't see him. In line with the defenders.
Fair enough.
Oh.
Fair enough. Thank you, Charles.
Yeah, because I think he's not even in the play.
Right. I understand.
I should probably think. Yeah. I should probably think he should be behind a little bit behind the defender.
Okay. But Charles, yes or no question. Do you think any decision regarding the location of this incident gives the assistant referee credibility? So again,
I think in this decision making,
is the assistant referee credible in assisting the referee?
absolutely not. From what I'm seeing,
Probably not. Okay.
no, absolutely not.
All right. Tyler, thank you, Charles. Tyler, I'm coming back to you. You there, Tyler?
Yeah.
Okay. What is the referee concerned with?
Whether it's inside or outside the box and getting feedback from the air.
Let's shrink that down, Tyler. One thing only. Referee is concerned with the ball hitting what?
The arm.
The arm, the hand, the shoulder, the anything. Okay. We want the what, but we're not sure of the where. The referee seems sure, but I'm going to play this out a bit. Okay. We're going to jump all the way to about 90 seconds later.
That yellow card for Elias.
Again, we don't have comms, so let's assume the assistant referee was getting the attention of the referee. Okay.
The penalty.
What did the assistant referee tell the referee, Tyler?
That it's a penalty.
Why?
Because it was inside the penalty area.
Would you say the assistant referee had a credible angle?
He could, but with perspective of where the camera is placed, can't really make a fair assumption. If he was barely behind the referee, because he's looking straight down that line the whole time, he probably had a slightly better angle.
Probably had a slightly better angle. I like it. That's all we can do is assume on this one. So then my question to you, Tyler, and this is my last one to you. What needed the assistant referee in that moment? The referee, the game, both?
Both.
Both. Actually, Tyler, no, I'm going to keep you on for one more. Using this idea, how would you include this in your pregame, Tyler, to your assistant referees?
If you see something that I probably don't have the angle to make the call, the correct call, whether it's inside, outside, here, there, just raise your flag, let me know, and we'll figure it out.
And we'll figure it out. I like it, Tyler. What I want you to do as you fine tune. Yes, Abby.
This Abby, sorry. Hi, Tyler. How are you? My name is Abby. Where are you from? And how long have you been refereeing?
A year and a half to 2, and Woodstock.
Woodstock, okay. You enjoying refereeing?
Yeah.
Excellent. I'm going to have Jenny contact you. How old are you?
14.
14. Okay, I'm going to have Jenny send you an email. Of course, she will have to copy your mom, your parents, like your enthusiasm and like your question. Well done. We try to keep an eye on you, okay? Keep enjoying the game. Thank you. Thank you, Zach.
Thank you.
So, Tyler, I keep putting you on the spot, and I don't apologize for it because you're saying some really good things. But what I want you to get into your mindset, as well as everyone else on this call, is as a referee, trying to include your assistant referees, whether it's foul selection, offside involvement, or boundary line decision, what I want you to include in your mindset and those of your teammates is when you, the referee, need your teammates' help versus when the game needs your help. Now, it's not always a definitive one way or the other, and sometimes they are grouped together. But in this last clip that we just saw, and I cut out a lot of downtime in it, is if it is a game critical decision and I, the referee, am wrong, you, the assistant referee, my teammate, owe it to the game to get the correct decision. And all you can do is offer what you saw. You're not going to sway me one way or another with fancy words. You are going to provide information that I and the game need. Okay? Does that make sense, Tyler?
Yeah.
Okay. I promise I'm done picking on you. Okay? So, as you've been reading these last few seconds, I'm just going to recap referee team expectations. Someone said it earlier, eye contact, but it's more than just eye contact. We're looking at body language. So when you are part of a team, before that flag goes up, before that whistle goes to mouth, you are making eye contact with your teammates. If you don't all the time, welcome to the club. We're all human, but this needs to be part of your habit as both referee and assistant referee. If you are going to be an effective teammate, you need eye contact one way or another. When running the line or running the field, you at all times need to be aware of your teammates if possible, and that will help you decide if now is your moment to stop the game. Now is your moment to inform your teammate what you saw, when you saw it, how it happened. And then ask yourself, while I saw that, did my teammate and did they have a better view? That kind of thinking will lead to more efficient teamwork. Okay. And then the bottom there where it says game expectations, that kind of ties into all of this. But there are times when we as fans are watching the game going, oh, that's completely the assistant referee's call. Why aren't you calling it? Because we are in tune with the game. You as a teammate in that officiating crew need to realize this, as I'm sure you all already do. Okay. And then I picked on our friend Tyler there for a bit, but I was getting some good moments, but this applies to everyone as well. What I want you to do over the next few games, next few seasons, however long it takes, is think about how you can make your pregame speech, whether it's a lengthy email like me before my matches, or it's a 3, 4, 5-minute talk before kickoff. Please find ways to make your teammates feel included and purposeful. Okay. You'll find ways to make them feel a part of your team, just as they'll find ways to make themselves feel like they are a part of your game. But this is crucial. Law 11, offside. That's all you. We're done with those days. Okay. You find a way to make your teammates feel like they're helping you. You give them scenarios, you give them specifics, you give them your flaws and where you are lacking so that they know where to pick up the slack. Okay. At the beginning of each season, no one's totally in the best of shape. So be upfront with them. Hey, when I'm a million miles away, I need your help. Your jurisdiction grows a little bit, and I need you to be more of a referee at that point. Okay. So, how to beef up your pregame toolbox. Hopefully, tonight we gave you some options. Okay. Seven minutes over. Not my worst. This is your time to jump on, ask a question, leave a comment. But the rest of the time is yours, my friends.
Zach, thank you. I think this was informative. I think something like this is something that's always good to kind of, as nothing else, a refresher. Just kind of as you were kind of talking just a few minutes ago, I started thinking back to some of the centers I've worked with who were just in a pregame with us, with the other ARs. When I was AR, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna look to you guys. If you see a call, you make the call. I'll accept your judgment, whatever it is. I don't want to be the one that kind of supersedes your call. Because I've worked with I've worked with centers who just said, it's my call, my game. You just watch the offsides and just have a nice day. Kind of an old school way. But this was kind of a nice, like, hey, you know, we're a threesome. Let's all work together and make this game work well. So kind of good refresher. Thank you for that. So yeah.
Thank you, John. If you have no questions or nothing to add, feel free to log off. Hope you took something away from tonight's discussion. But I'm done presenting. I'll stay on as long as Jenny and Abby will have me.
Yeah, if no one has any more questions, then